So in this video, I'm going to take you guys through the game and play the first couple turns, middle couple turns, and end couple turns so you guys can see how the game progresses and if this is one that is interesting to you guys. So first off, like I said, we would choose a scenario to start. I've gone ahead and selected the first scenario and laid out the two boards in accordance to that. From there, then you would do a randomized determination of the layout of the board. Each scenario is going to come with 4 different options, and you would go ahead and flip over a card, and at the top of the card is going to list a number, and that will correspond to the layout that you have selected. So I went ahead and did that already. From here, then we will go ahead and follow the rest of the setup. So from here, then the player that is playing Dr. Zero is going to go ahead and set out 7 mutants anywhere on the board except for on the crashed car or on spaces with civilians, but he can place them anywhere else. So let's go ahead and place one here, and we'll go over and place one here. Put them up here. And he cannot put more than one in the same space, and he wants to separate them as much as possible because the opening scene for the players is that they're going to drive a police car onto the board, and any mutants that they drive over are going to be killed. So he doesn't want to have them all chained together so that the players can get a nice, easy run. So we're going to go ahead and put them there. All right, so the police players are going to go ahead and start with their first cutscene, which is the 911 call. So they're going to go ahead and drive their police car in a straight line onto the board up to 6 spaces, and any mutants that they drive over are going to be killed. So we're going to go and drive up to here and stop, and then our players will disembark from the police car in the 4 adjacent spaces. So we'll go ahead and do our sharpshooter over there, and we'll have Marcellus start back here. From here, then we're ready to start the round sequence with the event phase. So we're going to go flip over the top event card and place out civilians in the spaces listed and place out any police crates in those spaces as well. So we have a police crate down here, and then we'll have 2 additional civilians. We have one up here. Oh man, that's lucky. We got one on the helicopter space. And then we also have one down here. Well, that's convenient with Marcellus. So then at that point, then the Dr. Zero player is also going to get to draw a number of cards equal to the number of players, police players, so he gets 2, and we're ready to start. So it's going to start with the police players deciding one of the players to start the game or to start the round. So we're going to go ahead and choose Marcellus, as he is at a very good advantage here. He's got a civilian that he can try to get to the helicopter and score some early points. So he's going to spend his first action to move, and he can move up to 2 spaces with a civilian, and then he'll spend another action to move again, and he's going to go ahead and move around this space with the mutant so he doesn't lose a hit point when he moves out of that space. From here, then we're going to spend 2 points, as the scenario outlines, to rescue or evacuate a civilian onto the helicopter. So we'll just remove that civilian from the board, and the police players will gain 1 point. Then we're going to move over to Dr. Zero's turn. So he did not pull any instant cards, so he can't do an instant. And then we have a couple of other cards we can work with. We have Mutant Rage, which is an action card, and you can use this to attack twice with a mutant, and then afterwards you're going to stun that mutant. But right now we don't have any mutants in the same space as civilians or our police officers, so that's not going to do us any good. So let's go ahead and use it instead to do the basic actions. So this is going to let us spawn 6 mutants. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now we have to spawn in the outer perimeter of the board. So let's go ahead and place one here. We'll put a couple up here to start trying to get it Marcellus. And we'll go ahead and do that. Let's do that. And then we can choose to either move 1 or attack with 1. Currently, we don't, again, have anybody that can attack, so let's just go ahead and move 1. We get to move him up to 2 spaces, so we'll go ahead and move him in here with this civilian to threaten that civilian. Then we're going to go ahead and move over to our second police officer player. Well, and I totally missed that Marcellus had 1 more action. So, let's see. We can go ahead and take a quick shot. And let's go ahead and target this guy because he was on the board already before we did the doctor's turn. So we'll go ahead and take a shot. We did do 3 damage to him, so that'll be enough to drop him. And we'll get to move our gauge up 1 point for killing mutants. Now we can go ahead and go into the other player's turn. Okay, so with our secondary police officer, she's going to go ahead and take a couple shots. Let's go ahead and spend an action here, and we'll go ahead and shoot on this one. I got 2 successes, so that'll drop that one, and we'll move the gauge up for killing her. And then let's go ahead and do a move action. We'll start moving our civilian. So we're going to go ahead and just move them right through these cars up to here. And let's go ahead and get an early jump. We're going to go ahead and move again right into that space with the helicopter, and we'll spend our last 2 actions to go ahead and evacuate that civilian. So our police officer players are at a really good start with 2 points. And that is all of her actions, and yes, she did spend them all at this point, so we are ready to move back over to our Dr. Zero player to start. Again, he doesn't have any instants, and he kind of wants to hold on to this card for now. So, well, no, there's got some decent actions to it, so let's go ahead and well, it only can move 1. Let's go ahead and hold on to this, and we will go ahead and draw a Chaos card instead. So we got Evil Master Plan, so that's a good card. All right. So at this point, then the round is over, and we're ready to do the pre-round sequence, or the event phase, to start a new round. So first off, all our players are going to get their 5 action points back. And then we would go ahead and reveal a new event card to spawn new stuff. So we have another civilian right there. That's not good. And we have another crate up here in the corner. And then Dr. Zero gets to draw 2 cards. And we get to reveal a new cutscene. So let's go ahead and move this up a little bit and drop a new one in there. All right, so we have evacuation. All right, from here, then we're ready to start our next round. So again, we're going to choose one of our players to go. And normally you cannot shoot into spaces with civilians, so we're going to go ahead and have Miranda go first. And that way then her special ability is that she has sharpshooter, so she can actually shoot into spaces with other officers or civilians. So she's going to be able to help us out, hopefully, and pick off some of these guys before they're able to kill our civilians here. So we'll go ahead and spend an action and take a shot. We'll target this guy first. So we got 2 successful hits. That'll be enough to eliminate him. We get to move up our gauge. And then let's go ahead and do another shot to see if we can free off that one there. No, and it is a reaction, so let's see if our Dr. Zero player has something he can do. As I didn't have a chance to look at those cards yet. Nope, so that is not going to have an effect, but she's going to go ahead and try to take another shot here. All right, so she got 1, so she was able to stun that mutant there. She's got 2 actions remaining, so let's go ahead and do another evacuation to get that last civilian onto the chopper. All right, so we'll move our gauge up again. And that is all of her actions, so we're ready to move over to the Dr. Zero player, and let's see what he has to do here. All right, so we're going to spend this to do basic actions. So this will let us either spawn 3 new mutants, move 4 mutants, or do 1 attack. So let's go ahead and do a spawn first. We'll get a couple more guys out there. And let's do that. We're going to go move this one up, and we'll go ahead and move both of these guys in here to start threatening our characters. We'll move him in there as well. Put a little bit of pressure on him. All right. Then we're back over to Marcellus. So he's going to go. And now he has a choice. He can move out of that space if he wants to, but he's going to take a damage. Or he can do some close combat attacks, hopefully knock some guys down. he won't be able to kill anybody because with close combat, all you can do is stun mutants. You can't kill them. So let's see. He definitely needs to get over here. So let's go ahead and take a hit. We'll take a damage on him and move over to this space here. And then let's go ahead and do a close combat attack. So with close combat, you only get to roll 1 die. That was enough, though. He was able to stun that one. And then let's go ahead and move. We'll move over here with this civilian there. And so that was 1 to move and 1 for the close combat, and then another 1 to move again. And let's go ahead and take some shots. Let's see if he can do some stuff here. So he'll go ahead and target that one over there. Wow, that was a good roll. So he was able to eliminate that mutant, and he gets an experience point or a trek. And he's got 1 action remaining, so let's go ahead and take another shot onto this pile here. Maybe we'll be able to drop those guys. We were, and we do have a reaction, but I don't think Dr. Zero had any reaction cards. Let's see. We do, but unfortunately that was for close combat, and he didn't roll anything for close combat, so no effect, and we'll be able to split that attack and kill both of those guys. So then we're going to move our gauge up 2 more, so we're really close to leveling up there, getting some new skills. And that is all of his actions, so we're ready to move on to the Dr. Zero phase. So let's see what we have here. All right, so let's go ahead. We don't have any instance yet. Let's go ahead and do the garbage throw. So this is going to you're going to choose 3 mutants, and you can use them to attack officers within 2 spaces from them. For each attack, you're going to roll a dice separately to determine damage. So let's go ahead and do all 3 of our guys here onto Marcellus, as he's already taken a wound. Maybe we'll be able to drop him here. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw 3 dice all together. Normally you can do, you're throwing 1 dice per mutant. Let's just do it all together and get it all done with. Oof. All right, so we did 3 damage. 2, 3. So he is almost down. So we're almost going to drop one of our officers. This could be a big thing for our player here. All right, so that is the end of the round at this point. So we're ready to move on. So I'm going to go ahead and take a couple turns off of camera, and then I'll come back in the middle of the round. Okay, so I've played a couple more rounds, and our police players are closing in on the 7 victory points. Our Dr. Zero players had a rough time of things, but hopefully we'll see some turnaround here. So we're ready to start the beginning of the round, so our players will gain their AP back. And go ahead and reveal our last cutscene here. So let's go move these up. And then Dr. Zero gets to draw 2 more cards. And we'll go ahead and resolve our card here. So we got 2 more civilians that are going to come out. We got 1 over here and 1 down here. So when that happens, then we can place them in an adjacent space of the police player's choice. So we'll go ahead and place them over there. Then we actually have 2 crates this time as well. We have 1 up here and another 1 down here in the corner. Okay, so we are ready to start the round. So we're going to choose one of our players to go. So we're going to have our sharpshooter take the turn. So she's going to go ahead and take a shot. And I'm going to go ahead and choose one of this barrel down here. If I'm able to do 2 damage to it, it's going to explode and do 2 damage to everything in its space and 1 damage to every space adjacent to it. So we have a potential to knock down some of our mutants here. We got it. So this will explode. All of these mutants are going to be stunned. And then let's go ahead and take some more shots. So we'll do that, and we'll go ahead and target this space here. Oh, nothing. All right, we'll try it again. And a reaction. Let's see if our player, our Dr. Zero, has anything. He does not have any reactions at this time. So we're going to go ahead and take another shot. We're going to trade those dice out here. Maybe we already broke them already with that great shot before. All right, so we do 2 more damage. That'll drop these 2. And we'll get 2 more points on our track. And she's got 1 action remaining. So, well, let's go ahead and move into here with this civilian and try to protect them. Then we're ready to move into Dr. Zero's first turn. So he is going to go ahead and play an instant here. This will, each officer loses a donut. So Marcellus will lose one of his. And then let's go ahead and do our special. And this will allow us to move the helicopter anywhere we want on the board and flip it over, so we won't be able to evacuate any civilians this turn. So let's go ahead and throw it over here. And then we're back over to our other player. So he's only got 4 actions to work with now. So the first one, we're going to go ahead and try to stun that mutant on our space. We got him, so he's going to be stunned. Now we do have a new special ability which will allow us to spend 1 of our AP to kill a mutant that is stunned on our space. And we'll gain another point for that. From here, then we're going to go ahead and move our civilian down there to try to protect our civilians. And our final action will take another shot onto that mutant there. We did 1 damage, that's enough to drop that one. And we'll gain another experience points. Closing in our second skill here. Moving over to our other player here. Let's see, we have another instant. I'm going to hold on to that for now. Then we had, choose 1 space. Choose a space with an officer or civilian and move all mutants from 2 spaces away to that space. That could be pretty useful. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do that action to move our mutants up to 2 spaces away onto that space. And we'll see what we can do here. All right, so the round is over, so we're ready to start the next round. From there, so we are out of cutscenes, so we won't add any more cutscenes. And then both of our players will gain their 8 action points back. And we'll go ahead and flip over another card. We've got 2 more civilians. There and down there, and 1 more crate over here. Dr. Zero gets to draw 2 cards. All right, nice. Okay. And then we're ready to start the round. So we'll go ahead and start off with our player. Oh, we get to flip the helicopter over too, also. So Marcellus is in some trouble here. So let's go ahead and go with Miranda for her sharpshooting abilities. She's going to go ahead and move for her first action. And then let's take some shots. So we'll start off there. She got 1, so that'll stun 1. We'll take another shot. She missed, and it could react, but I already checked. We do not have any cards for that. So she's going to spend another action, take another shot. Oof, only stunned another guy. She could have killed 1, but at this point it's better for us to try to stun them. And her last action, she's going to try it again. She got 1 more. Let's go ahead and just stun that last one. All right. So then Dr. Zero is going to take his turn. Let's see what we have here. So we're going to do another instant. This one will let us, the chosen officer will lose 2 action points. So that'll help us reduce what he can do. And then let's go ahead and do a basic action. So we're going to do this one. This will let us spawn up to 5 guys or move 2 guys or attack with 1. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start off with the spawn. We'll spawn 5 additional mutants. Put one there, one over here, one there, here, and up there. Then we're going to go ahead and move 2 of them. Well, no, let's go ahead and attack. We'll go ahead and attack with this one here to eliminate him. Try to get our Dr. Zero player up a little bit. All right, so then we're back over to our other player up here, and he's going to do some actions. So he's going to spend 1 to crush a mutant, spend another to do that to the second one, and the last to do it one more time to get us up to 10. And then we gain a new ability, so we'll go ahead and move the gauge down, back down to 0, and then each of our players gets to draw 2 cards and choose one of them as their additional action. So we have shotgun or push the limit, so we'll go ahead and take shotgun. That's a nice ability to have. And for Miranda, she has, we'll go ahead and do sniper rifle. And that one will let her reroll 1 die when doing shooting attacks. All right, so we're back over to Dr. Zero to take his turn. And he has garbage throw, so we're going to go ahead and do that again. That will let him choose 3 mutants, and they can attack officers within 2 spaces from them. For each attack, you're going to roll a dice separately to determine damage. So we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3 here on to Marcellus again, as he's gotten some damage on him. I'm going to again throw all 3 dice just to save some time. Oh man, they were so close to doing something good. I'm going to go ahead and throw all 3 dice again. So let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully we'll get some damage. Oof, 3 more damage again this time. So that will be enough to drop him. So he would be out for the rest of the round, but with it being the end of the round, he'll just be getting back up. But that will move our gauge forward 1 space. So slowly but surely, our Dr. Zero player is catching up. All right, so from here, then we're ready to start the next round. So I'm going to take a couple more rounds off camera, and then we'll come back for the final round. All right, so I'm ready to start probably the final round here, as both of our players have caught up and are tied at 6 points apiece. So the next one to get a victory point will be the winner. So let's go ahead and start with our pre-round sequence first. So we'll flip over this and handle that. So we've got 1 civilian over here, and we've got 2 crates. We got 1 up top here and 1 down here in the middle. From here, then our Dr. Zero player can gain his 2 cards as usual, and our players can gain their experience points or AP back. Then we're ready to start. So a lot has happened since the last round. We had the Dr. Zero player catch up a little bit more, and he's got fubar out and ready to go. So fubar has 6 health and 3 actions that he can use to move 1 space or attack 1 space away. So he's right in prime area to start smacking on those police officers. And he's a lot nastier to bring down than our regular mutants, as well as like I said, he has got 6 hit points, so it's going to take a lot to bring him down. And every time the police officers shoot at him, he's going to subtract 1 from that result. So he is definitely not something you want to trifle with. Hit him with everything you got, or move away as fast as you can. So let's see if our police officers can get the victory, or if Dr. Zero is going to take the city. So at this point, we're ready to start. I'm going to choose one of our police officers to go. Ooh, it's a hard decision. Well, let's go ahead and start off the round. We're going to go ahead and do one of our cutscenes. So I've got your back. This one says at the start of this cutscene, or you can start this cutscene at the start of his officer's turn. If the chosen officer is in a space with another officer, both of them can perform a shooting attack without paying action points. All right, so that'll let us take a shooting action without using points. So let's go ahead and start with Miranda. She'll take a shot. let's go ahead and shoot here. Try to get that one out of the way, hopefully. Nice. So we got a point there. And we'll move our gauge up. Then we will go ahead and shoot with Marcellus. So he's going to take a shot. Let's go ahead and shoot at this guy here. Ah, he missed. All right. Then we're backing into it. So let's go ahead and go with Miranda. So she's going to go ahead and start off by moving. We got to protect that civilian. Now we could bring him over here and just rescue him. And that might be our best action to do. But that's not very thematic. So let's try to drag this out and see what we can do here. We're going to take a shot on fubar, see if we can get something. Now she does get to re-roll for that, so she's going to need it. All right, so nothing. Let's take another shot. We got to spend another action for that. Let's use our other dice here. Maybe they'll have better luck. No, and let's go ahead and re-roll this one. So we do one, but he negates one, so he's definitely scaring her enough that she is not able to shoot straight. Let's take one more shot. All right, and she gets to re-roll one. All right, so she does 2 damage to him, so that'll help out a little bit. And she's going to spend her last action to go ahead and move. So let's move her. Let's move her right there. All right, so then let's go ahead and jump over to our other player here, Dr. Zero. He's going to go ahead and activate fubar, but let's see if we got an instant first. So let's go ahead and play Panic. This is going to choose any civilian or officer that is not on a space with a mutant. You can move a civilian 2 spaces or an officer 1. So at this point, we could shift our civilian over there. And then we could choose to activate our mutants and kill him. That would get us our last point. But let's go ahead and see what fubar can do here. Let's make some fun, as our police officers could have captured that victory before by moving onto the helicopter. So let's not give it away just yet. Let's go ahead and have fubar activate. He's going to go ahead and do an attack action onto Marcella here to do it with damage. And we could go ahead and finish him off there as well. So let's go ahead and do that. What the heck? Well, let's go ahead and move him. As he, not always in B movies, they do the most intelligent thing, the enemies. So he's going to move up 1 and 2 towards Miranda. And then we're back over to Marcellus. So let's see what we can do here. In great B-movie fashion, let's see if we can snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. So we're going to spend 1 action to move. Another one to move again. And a third to move one more time. Come on in here with those guys. Well, let's go ahead and before we move in there, let's go ahead and take a shot. We have the shotgun that'll let us take and use 3 dice. Maybe we can, well, we have a civilian in there, so we cannot do that. Well, let's go on and move in there. From here, then he's going to go ahead and do a close combat attack. He gets 1 dice. Come on, 2. Oh, well, he got 1 guy down. And then let's go ahead and do it again. Nothing. All right. So not so good there. All right. So then we were back over to Dr. Zero to do his action. He's got Gloom and Doom as an instant, but that's not going to do us any good. So he's going to go ahead and spawn 3 more enemies. See if we can do that. And then we'll go ahead and do some movement. So we're going to move him in that space with him. Let's crowd him in there. Make this a little interesting. All right. From here, then we're ready to move on to the next round. So again, we are out of stuff there. We'll reveal. We've got another civilian way down here in the corner. Oh, right there with the enemy. Not good. All right. Then we're all going to get their action points back. Including fubar here. Dr. Zero will get 2 more cards. And we're ready to start the next round. So we have some choices here as the police officers. We can try to get that last civilian onto the helicopter. But if we move Marcel's out of there, he's going to take 1 damage, and that will drop him and lead the victory over to Dr. Zero. So we don't want to do that. And, well, Miranda's got some nice shooting here, and she does have that sharpshooter ability to let her shoot into combat. So let's go ahead and give it a go. We'll go ahead and go with her. Maybe we can get victory by doing that. Or we could make it interesting to go after Fubar here too. Bring down the big bad as you usually expect. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and try that. We're going to try to do that in great B-movie fashion. So she's got 2 dice. She does get to reroll 1 of them for shooting attacks. She got 1. She's going to go ahead and reroll this. Whoa. Nothing. All right, so she missed on that one. Let's take another shot. 2 damage, so that'll do 1 to Fubar. So he's down to 3 hit points. She got 3 actions left. She's going to take another shot. Come on, we need some big numbers here. There's 2. And we get to reroll. Nothing. So 1 more. He's got 2 damage, 2 hit points left. She's got 2 shots left. She gets a reroll. She does 1 more. He's got 1 hit point left and 1 action. Can she do it? This is it right here. She gets the reroll. And 2 points of damage. That will be enough to bring Fubar down. The big bad is eliminated in great B-movie fashion, and our police officer players win the game, as they got that last experience point because he is worth 3, so that would move him up 3 points on the track, and they would gain 1 victory point for doing that. And of course another skill, but they don't need it at this point. They are victorious. Well, I hope you guys got a good idea of how the game plays, and if you want to back it, of course, like I said, this is one I would recommend. It is a lot of fun, and there are going to be some different modes in it, so if you're more into the fully cooperative, they are working on some of that as well. And there's some really cool expansions to this as well to flesh out all of the different tokens if you want miniatures for them and stuff like that. So definitely head over to their Kickstarter page, drop some messages, back them, check them out, and of course let me know if you guys have any questions or comments in the section below as well. I'm always looking to answer those or help you guys out in any way I can. Also, if you like this video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channels. It'll help me to grow and bring these games to you guys as well. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.